What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the Hot Hoops channel. If you're new, this is pretty much just a series I'm gonna do for the whole season, where every day I recap the games from the day, talk about what I like to see, what I don't like to see, your hot takes, which you can comment down below, and yeah, just my opinions on the league at the moment. Yeah, so for the first game that I watched, I had the 76ers versus the Spurs game. This one was a bit interesting. I really thought the Sixers would win this like comprehensively, but they just didn't. I don't know. They started the season 0-3. Harden was shooting well early. I think he had like 20 points. Not the greatest performance from him, but he's still playing well. Embiid had a 40 piece. We had three 40 pieces today. It's like the fifth day of the season. We had three 40 pieces. Is it just me or is that like absurd? But yeah, Tyrese Maxey played well. First game we've seen in the regular season where he's really found his rhythm. For the Spurs, Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson played well. It's good to see that the Spurs have a couple young pieces that they can look to develop this year without trying to be competitive. But yeah, the 76ers bench is not good enough. It's like they had no scoring off it at all. I think they had like 10 points maybe, and 8 of those were Georges Niang. Don't kill me for the pronunciation of that. Matisse Thybulle might be on the move. I'm pretty sure he will be. He only played 3 minutes tonight, which was weird. He's only played 3 minutes like each game of the season. I don't know, maybe they traded for Jay Crowder because he still hasn't been traded and he wants out of the Suns. But yeah, that's about it for that game. Just really confused to why or how the 76ers have started 0-3. But yeah. Onto the Celtics game. I have 3 notes here. Tatum is my MVP. I predicted him to be MVP and he's playing exactly how I wanted him to play. I'm not a Celtics fan, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Derek White's doing his job. I think he had like almost 30 tonight when he stepped up for the lack of Jaylen Brown's shooting tonight, who was like, I think he missed like 10 shots. That was against the Magic, and yeah, Paolo played pretty well. Wendell Carter Jr. also played well, but yeah, that's about it. For the Pacers game versus Pistons, Pacers versus Pistons, I didn't watch this, but I watched the highlights actually, but yeah. It has me questioning, would you put Tyrese Halliburton over LaMelo Ball? Because I personally, at this rate, I would. Tyrese Halliburton is playing so well this season. Maybe it's just recency bias because I haven't seen Melo play recently, but he's playing really well. Saddiq Bey was scoring well for the Pistons. No one else really went off today. But yeah, for the Pacers, Jalen Smith also looks good. And Benedict Mathurin, the rookie, is hooping his ass off. He's doing so well off the bench. I hope they get him into the starting lineup so he can get more opportunity, more shots, more points. Because he's shooting really well, playing well. Looks really solid. But yeah, the Raptors-Miami game was just an average NBA game. It was a bit close. It was close, actually. So, yeah, but I don't see... For the Raptors-Heat game, it was pretty much just an average NBA game. Scotty Barnes got injured, which is sad to see. I wonder how long he'll be out for, what the severity of the injury is. I hope he's not out for too long because I like watching him play. But yeah, Miami shot well that game, but they had way too many turnovers. I think they had 15 turnovers compared to the Raptors' 8, which is not good enough. For the Cleveland versus Chicago game, Cleveland controlled the game from really early on. Donovan Mitchell showed out. He had a 30-point near triple-double. I think it was like 32, 9, and 8 or something. The Cavs shot really well from 3. I think it was over 50%. A lot of that would have been Donovan Mitchell, but still, they shot really well. Zach LaVine is back, played well, but yeah, the Bulls can't shoot from 3. I think they shot like 20% that game. They don't have a lot of shooting. For the Nuggets OKC game, Jokic is still playing like the MVP. I don't know if anyone expected him to regress, but he obviously hasn't. He had 19 points, 16 rebounds, and 13 assists. MPJ is getting back into the flow of things. I think he had like 22, 25-ish. But yeah, for the Thunder, SGA and Josh Giddey look really good on the court together. I personally think they're one of the better backcourt young duos in the league. I would put them over teams like the Magic and the Pistons. Maybe it's a bit biased because I'm an OKC fan, but that's just my opinion. Bucks Rockets. Giannis is Giannis. He had 44 points and 12 rebounds. You can't do anything about that. If Giannis decides to go off, he's going off. You can't expect a result in that game. But yeah, Drew Holiday also played really well. He had 19 points, 10 assists. Jalen Green had 20 points early on, slowed down towards the end of the game. But I like what him and Sengun are showing me, both second-year players. I think they've got a solid future ahead of them. The Mavericks versus Grizzlies games. The Mavs had won the game in first quarter. It was over. They were down 20. The Grizzlies were down 22. But yeah, the Grizzlies just had a bad shooting night. Ja Morant still had like 20 points. Positive for the Grizzlies actually is that the Grizzlies scouting department has been on point recently. Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, Kenny Lofton, and Kennedy Chandler, they all look really good. Even though it was a bad outcome for the game, that's just a positive outlook towards the future. But yeah, Luka was on fire. He could have gone off for 50 if he really wanted to that game. I think. For the Clippers-Kings game, the Clippers shouldn't need a Paul George 40-piece to be competitive against the Kings. They won by 2 points. PG played really well, though, and so did De'Aaron Fox. There was a bit of a duel they had going on. De'Aaron had like 36 points. Sabonis was good on the offensive end with rebounding as well and assists. And another bright spot for the Kings, even though they lost this game, is Keegan Murray. He's shooting really well. I think it's going to be like a similar type of thing with Benedict Mathurin and Keegan Murray for how they play. I'm not saying their play style is similar, but like the stats they're going to average this season, the type of rookie year they're going to have. Yeah, I think both of them are great young players. So that brings us to the second part of today's show, a video episode, whatever you want to call it, where I react to your guys' hot takes, say if they're a W take or L take pretty much, voice my opinion on what you think. But yeah, if you guys want to be featured in this segment next time, just make sure to leave a comment. That's all you need to do, and I'll heart it, and I'll react to it in the next video. But yeah, so the first one we have here is Devin Booker takes the leap to being a superstar and averages 30 points, carrying the Suns to a top 3 seed as CP3 regresses. Now, I don't know about top 3 seed, and I don't know if Devin Booker is not already a superstar. In my opinion, he is. He's made All-NBA for like the last couple of years. He definitely carried the Suns last year to like 63 wins. He's already a superstar. He is, in my opinion. So I don't know about that. And averages 30 points. I really can't see it happening. Well, there's a world in which it does happen, but I don't think that's going to be the case. He's played really well in the first 2 games of the season, of course. And CP3 regressing, I think that's going to happen a little bit, but you never know. We're only like a couple games into the season. Don't be too harsh on them. They were just the 1 seed. Everyone's got a bit of recency bias, as the last time we saw them play competitively, they got absolutely shat on by the Dallas Mavericks. So in my opinion, this is going to be an L take. The second one we have here is by crazy_NBA. Hornets should tank for Victor. I think that the Hornets definitely should take for Victor. I said this in the last episode, we're going to call them that for now. I said this in the last episode, and yeah, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. Melo's injured, better off resting him than risk him having further ankle injuries. They don't have a competitive roster. For the final take we had submitted the other day, here it is. It's the Lakers are terrible and will miss the play-in tournament again. I think this is a W take. I hate to say it. I don't hate the Lakers or anything. I don't hate anyone on the Lakers. But I think this is true. They don't have a competent enough roster to compete in the league. AD is probably not going to be healthy. We've already seen him having to deal with some back injuries in the preseason and at the start of the season. LeBron's playing well, but I do expect him to regress a little bit on the side of scoring and stuff. They don't have a shooting roster, and that's what they need. They have Russell Westbrook on their team, so they need to surround him with shooters, and they just haven't done that. They're chasing names rather than actual performance. This, for me, is going to be a W take for sure. But yeah, if you guys want to be featured in this segment in the next episode, make sure to comment. And while you're at it, may as well subscribe, leave a like, Appreciate you watching the whole video if you made it this far. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.